Hey, what is up, you guys? It's James from James Reptiles, and today I have my female het albino California king snake with the dot dash pattern. Awesome coloration. You know, the belly is that kind of green off white, and the pattern is like this orangey yellow. So it's very awesome. Reminds me a lot of my albino, who didn't have that pattern, but the coloration in the albino was similar to that. Can't wait to produce some albinos of my own. First things first. I've been gone for a couple of days. I know I usually post every single day. There's only a handful of people that always watch, but nevertheless, what's today? Friday? Yeah. So when I filmed Wednesday's video, it was honestly complete garbage in my opinion. And I am always very hard on myself in everything I do. And I think that's what pushes me to try to be the best at everything and to make everything work very well. But I knew it, and I knew if I posted it, it was just gonna be, it was useless. It was a waste of time. No one was gonna learn anything. No one was gonna enjoy watching it. And those are the two targets, you know, either someone learns something or someone enjoys watching it, or both. Someone enjoys watching it and they learn something. Those are the two things, you know, it has to have one of those for me to want to post it. If it doesn't have either of those, it's a waste of my time, it's a waste of your time, it's a waste of everybody's time. So that was that, and I said, you know what, I'll just skip today. And yeah, and then yesterday was my 1 year, well, today's my 1 year anniversary. Yesterday we celebrated because she's working a little later. Happy anniversary, Sherry. We went out to a bar that she's been to that she said it has extremely good food, and it did. And then I took her to her favorite ice cream shop in the next town over, and I think she enjoyed her 2 towns over. Nevertheless, I'm back. One thing I do really want to go over, I've been thinking about this a lot, but I think I'm going to start doing every other day videos, and there's a lot of reasons and there's a lot of downsides to that. Doing that video made me realize, you know, I come home, I rush, I do a bunch of stuff. I've been getting more and more busy as the days go on, you know, planning for shows, and I can get into that later, but planning for shows, purchasing wholesale orders, I'll get into that later. And just kind of doing everything, communicating with everybody, kind of make sure my business runs thoroughly through the support of others and all that fun stuff. It just kind of pushes my social life into non-existence, which I still want there to be a little bit, and sometimes there still is, but there comes days where I stay up later than I want to, and I end up tired for work the next day because I have to put this video out, and I did nothing else that day but work and do the video. And of course it affects my animals and how I care for them. So, some downsides. I'm gonna have to check that, but I think she just bit me. Or I caught my hand on her lip or something. Not very painful at all. It just, I felt it scrape. I felt her tooth scrape. But back to what I was saying. Downsides are, you know, if I'm not posting every day, it's not gonna, the YouTube algorithm is going to say, oh, you know, he's not as consistent, which every other day is amazing. It's still awesome. I know people out there work a single job and strive to do it. You know, I work a job and a half basically, and I come home and I do every other day. That's amazing. I've been doing it for months. Not 8 months, probably more like 6. I started my channel 8 months ago, maybe more like 6, probably 5 or 6. But every other day is still awesome. I'll be throwing out way better content in my eyes, I believe. It'll give me, and this is another thing, when I was in, it was that morning, it was Wednesday morning, I was going to edit the video, it was going to be up by 9, and I decided not to. I said, what can I do instead of this time? What can I be productive? So I made a new Facebook banner, and I said, you know what? That would be a great use of my time. There's a lot of other Photoshop projects I want to do. I'd like to work on getting a website up and running. It's something that I've tinkered with a little bit, and it's just going to take more time than I thought, and I don't have time to sit down and bust a big chunk out. It would just take hours and hours and little bits of time here and there. So that's another thing, you know, I can do with that extra time. If I'm not just going to take an extra day off and just throw videos out every day, I'm going to be working, I'm going to be striving to make that every other day video even better for you guys. And of course, there's lots of other stuff going on too. And it's sad for me because I like posting every day. I like sharing stuff immediately. It keeps it real. You know, it happens, and I tell you it happens, and I tell you it happens, and I tell you. It leaves no time for, you know, oh, I forgot a little bit of what happened, or that person so and so doesn't want me talking about it, or it's kind of dead news now, but it's just allowed for that. And this still kind of does, just not quite as much. But let's move on to shows next, because shows are happening. There is a show February 8th and 9th. It is the Daly City show in San Francisco. I will be vending that show. Sherry will be there. Mondo is probably rolling through. I know Mondo's going to be there. Mondo's probably going to bring his brother Jeremiah, his daughter's friend, possibly his parents. I know they did go to this show last year. Awesome people, awesome people. I can't wait to see them again. And then Miller will be there selling some animals, and Trent will probably be there selling some animals. There is another show in June, San Jose Reptile Expo. I've been to it 2 years ago. It was awesome. I didn't go last year. I think there was something up. I had something else that weekend, but I do plan on vending that show. That's a pretty big gap. It's like a 5-month gap. I don't even know what part of the month the San Jose show is, so it might be 5.5, closer to 6. I don't know. I want to fit at least one more show somewhere in the middle there. And I know there's a show the weekend right after the San Francisco show, but I'm not trying to do a show a weekend right after. That's just crazy. I don't know how many animals I'm going to have. I don't know how much I'm going to make on that first show. It's just unpredictable. I'm not ready for that. Maybe at some point if I had, you know, too many animals where I would only pack half of my available animals to take this show, and then, you know, maybe that would be possible. But shows right now, when I'm still such a small breeder, I take all my available animals. If I don't take it, it doesn't have a chance to sell, and I have ample time because I don't have very many animals, so I can just pack them all and not worry about it. Pack all the ones available anyway. So February show's coming up. San Jose is coming up after that. I'm gonna look for something in the middle. If you know of something, you see it on Facebook, it usually pops up on Facebook. Let me know. After that, well, not after that, but other information. I talked to my wholesale representative, Brett from Mac Reptiles by Mac. He said the wholesale list comes out tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern time, so 9:30 my time in the morning. All that awesome information about what's available and how much it is going to come out. I'm definitely, I offered Trent the opportunity to buy some stuff off that wholesale list. I might, you know, limit what he can get because it would affect, I don't want him to buy the same stuff I do and then throw it on his table. That would, you know, be an idiotic business move. You know, if he wants to buy some crested geckos, sure, I'll buy a bunch of leopard geckos. And I'm going to give him this opportunity to get whatever he wants, but if he ever wants to do it again in the future, I'm probably going to charge him a 10% upcharge just for you know, I have to go to his house in the morning and take care of it, and we have to look at it together because I want it sent off right away. So I'm going to Glenn's house at my normal time, so I'm going to go to his house right when it comes out. We'll look at it together, we'll do all that stuff, I'll go to Glenn's, and then I'll come back to his house later on that day and we'll work on the podcast. I think we overcommitted a lot, and there's tons of people following it, and we don't have that much done, and it's just scary. It means we have to do it, we have to work on it, we have to put out some good content fairly shortly, and he's a perfectionist, and he wants everything done before we release the first podcast, and I'm like, let's just do it and work on it from there. And we're polar opposites in that, and I just kind of agree with whatever he wants. It is what it is. But what else is going on? I think that's it. Anyway, if you like this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. All that really helps out the channel. If you want to see me at the show, make sure you stop by the Daly City show. It's in less than a month. It's the first full weekend in February. It's the 8th and the 9th. No, it's not the first full weekend. It's the 8th and the 9th, the second weekend in February. It's in Daly City in San Francisco. I believe it's $13 at the door. Parking's like $15. Honestly, you're probably not going to find parking anywhere else. I normally would recommend it. If parking was $15, I would recommend parking somewhere else and walking. But this is San Francisco. You're not going to find parking anywhere. In fact, if you park somewhere else, it's probably going to cost you more. But if you want to see lots of cool animals and see me and hang out, let me know. Hit me up if you're going. If you wanna hang out, we're probably going out to dinner afterwards. Everyone that comes to my booth and everyone else who wants to. So nevertheless, I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit me up on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, jamesreptiles@gmail.com. If you have any questions, I check my email multiple times a day because I got so much stuff going on. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Enjoy the rest of your day and your Saturday. Well, you're watching this on Saturday. Enjoy your Sunday. I'll see you on Monday.